Hi lovelies, welcome again to another beautiful tutorial. Okay, is that Ninja Tailor your girl? All right, so let's just dive into the tutorial right now. Okay, so at this point show you what I'm going to use for the drafting. Okay, see me with my measuring book, my markers, my pen, my rulers, and my tape. I've gone ahead to draw my lines, my shoulder line, my bust point on the bust, waistline, and of course the full length. I'm still going to go ahead and add 2 inches after the full length to make an allowance, okay, for the blouse. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the basic neckline, which is 3 by 3, and I'm going to connect it with a beautiful curve. All right, okay, so this is standard. We don't really need this part, but I'm just doing it for beginners so that they can follow. Okay, so I've taken my shoulder, that's 8 inches, and immediately I came down by 1 inch, making it the shoulder slope. I'm going to connect that to the neckline. All right, now the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is to take my armhole line. Is that what it's called? All right, at 8.5 inches. So I'm going to, don't mind me, I just like making my line straight, so you see me taking a lot of measurements to be sure that it is accurate. All right, okay, so at this point I'm just taking that 8 inches to be sure we are on the right page. Okay, so having done that, I'm also going to measure the 8.5 and then connect it. Okay, that will serve as our armhole line. Okay, so I'm going to now take my dart lines. Your dart line is gotten by dividing your bust span, that's your nipple to nipple, divided by 2. Okay, and mine is 4, so I'm just going to mark that on all the horizontal lines. Okay, then I'm going to connect those lines with a vertical line from that bust point line all the way through to the full length of the blouse. All right, so that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take my dart on the right side. Yeah, I'm taking 1.5 inch on that under bust area, and also at the waist area I'm not going to take anything at that full length, while on the left hand side I'm going to take 1/2 inch on that waistline and the under bust. Now on the bust point line I'm going to come down by 1 inch, or was it half? I think I came down by 1/2 inch, and then I connected the points with my curve ruler, okay, to give it that beautiful curve of the boobie. Okay, all right, so see how beautiful the curve is. All right, and then I'm going to connect a straight line all the way down and connect that line into the dot line of the full length area. So this is how my own dart is looking. Yours should be looking similar. Okay, I used 2 inches for the dart in total. Okay, if your bust is less than 40, your total should be like 1.5 inches. Okay, so right now I'm going to come down by 4 inches, which is going to be our off shoulder line, our new official neckline. So we're going to rule out that part that we just did. I just did that for beginners so that we can all feel among and they can understand what we're doing. So on that shoulder line, that shoulder slope up over there, up, go up now, this girl. Okay, so that shoulder line, we're going to divide that into 2 equal halves. Then I just like to connect it all the way down to meet that center dart line over there. Just see what I'm doing, okay? You'll get it, don't worry. So After I connect it on both sides, I'm going to take 0.75 inches on both sides. Okay, so everything will be 1.5 on both sides. All right, then I'm going to connect it to meet that bust point line. All right, shall we see how it's coming together beautifully? Okay, so having done that, the next thing that we're going to do is what did we even do next? I'm going to divide. I'm going to mark my armhole curve. So I divided the armhole, that line, by 2 inches into I divided it into 2 equal halves. Then at that point I came in by half of an inch. Then of course at the lower part I put in my bust measurement divided by 4 with no allowance, and then I connected all of those lines together with a beautiful curve. So at the bust point, I'm putting my bust measurement, and I'm also adding 2 inches sewing allowance. Okay, I put my under bust measurement divided by 4, and I picked out that dart, which is 2 inches, added it, then I added extra 2 inches for sewing allowance. Okay, I hope you're following until this point. You see how easy it is. Very simple something. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the waistline. Put in my waist measurement divided by 4, adding the dart, and then adding the sewing allowance. I did the same thing at the hem. I put my hip measurement at the hemline and just added 2 inches for sewing allowance. Now I'm going to connect all the lines together. Okay, so I'm gonna head to connect that the lines together, and right now I'm going to things just happened right now. I didn't know my camera was not recording. I'm in shock, so I'm just going to go ahead and explain what I did. Don't be scared about the lines, okay? So I took in that dart, I replaced the dart at that new neckline. I put it on the armhole. Okay, so that 1.5 I put it, then I connected that armhole curve into the old one, so that's why it's there like that. Okay, so the next thing that I did was to take my body measurements, which I already started taking. After taking my body measurements, I now got my bust dart. Okay, how do you get your bust dart? There's a difference between the measurements of your front and back, because your bust is in front and there's no bust at the back, so of course the front will be longer than the back. So that difference of for this my client, it was 1.5 inches. Okay, so if you get the difference from like your shoulder to waistline, okay, the difference for my customer, it is 1.5. So that's what you will measure from that your bust line. You come down by that difference. So from my bust line came down by 1.5 inch, then I connected it into my bust point line. I hope you can see it and I hope you can follow. Then at the hemline at the side, I came up by 3 inches, then I basked it with my ruler. Okay, so you see the beautiful bask. After I basked it, that 3 inches that I came up with, and now came out by 2 inches to give it that fish effect. I hope you can see it. So see what I did? I curved it. I came up, that highest point is at 3 inches, and then I came out by 2 inches. So if you don't understand, just ask me on in the comments, and trust me, you people know me by now that I answer everything. I answer all comments. Okay, I've missed you guys. Happy New Year. It's good to be doing this in a very special way. I just want to thank all of you, my subscribers. You guys are amazing. Can you imagine? I have like 100 and something subscribers. I never thought I would get there, but God bless you all, everybody that have subscribed. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? If you've learned something new, just subscribe, okay? Ask me anything. If you want any video request, just do it, and I'll try my best, the best of my capacity, to do it for you guys, okay? All right. So I'm just drawing out all the lines so that we can see it in case we've not been saying it before. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out first. Okay, so after I've cut out the outline, I'm going to just close up that my bust dart. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my tape, my paper tape, is that what it's called, to close that dart. So you see now that it's short at the side. Don't worry, we're going to rectify that. So I'm removing that over bust tightening dart, and I'm removing the under bust waist dart. Right, please like, comment, subscribe, share my video, request for videos. Okay, now you see that I'm replacing that is it replacing? I'm sure filling up that space. Okay, now you see that everything is matched up nicely. So I'm labeling it, I'm drawing my grain line, and I'm reminding myself to add 1/2 inch all around for joining allowance. So that's what I'm writing right now, add 1/2 inch. Then I wrote cut unfold on that center front area. Okay, I've labeled it and I kept it. Now for my back, of course, as you can see, I have drawn all my lines. Okay, my shoulder line by 4 inches that I offed, then the waistline, and then the full length. Back is just so easy. Back is back, man. So I'm just going to go ahead and just, put in that what's it called, neckline, 3 inches by 1.5. Then of course I'll just do exactly the same thing and come down, get my shoulder slope. Okay, the exact same thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw. Get 8.5 inches. All right, I'll be 8 inches, and then draw it straight, and of course 8.5 inches over there. Just connect the lines. So as you know, we don't need that neckline area. We need from that 4 inches that's I labeled as my off. And of course I'm just going to do what I did and draw my armhole like I did in the first in the front. Okay, which is what I'm doing right now, drawing my curve with my curve. All right, so I went ahead to take in my dart line at 4 inches and connected them all the way to the top. So if you can, as you can see, there's no zipper allowance in this pattern because this is how I do mine. Then when I put it on the fabric, I now add like 1.5 inches or 1 inch for zipper allowance, and I forgot that I'm doing a tutorial. Can you imagine? So from that center back, before you even begin to draft yours, please indicate your zipper allowances. Okay, please, preferably 2 inches if you're a beginner, but I use 1. Okay, so at this point I'm going to come down by 2 inches from that off line so that I can just curve it so that the back can have a beautiful curve, so it will not just be straight. Okay, so that's what I'm going ahead to do right now. So like I said, please add your zipper allowance. Okay, at that point I'm going to add it later when I remember that I was doing a tutorial. I'm so sorry, guys. Well, it's different strokes for different folks. So I'm going to connect my dart line, which I did right now. And guys, my storage was full. I didn't know I have gone far. So you see what I said about adding your zipper allowance. You can see where I added mine, so it's visible. So I just connected the dot lines, okay, put in my body measurements. After I did that, I came up on that hemline by 3 inches, okay, and then I basked it at that point of 3 inches. I fished it out with like 2 inches, okay. That's pretty much it. There's no mathematics or jambajantis to it, okay. Very simple. Back is back. But if you have any questions at all, look at me, flood me with questions, okay. I really appreciate it. It means that we are coming together nicely. So I'm reminding myself to add 1/2 inch allowance. So at that side, this side now, just add 1/2 inch allowance, okay. And that's just what I am doing, because I may forget, or you as a beginner may forget, and I'm writing cut 2 pieces. I know I'm going to cut 2 pieces, but for beginners it's good to write on your pattern, because write on it so that you know what you're doing. So I came out there by 2 inches, okay, for that fish effect. Now at the center front of what we drafted initially, because what is on the thumbnail is the sweetheart neckline, I'm going to come down by 8 inches. So that 4 that we came down originally, add 4 extra, and then you connect it all the way to the top there, and that's what we have. Look at how beautiful the pattern is just looking like. I cannot wait to start sewing it. Okay, so I'm gonna head to cut it out on the fabric. I've even joined the fabric, so I'm going to show you how to join it on the lining. Please use an S-stay, okay, very important. So the fabric I'm working with is damask, and if you know how the fabric can fray, either you weave it immediately, you cut it, or I use my soldering iron to cut it. So right now I'm showing you how to sew, okay. Sew it along the lines that I'm showing you right now, okay. So as I was saying, for damask fabric, guys, it is just better for you to just use your soldering iron. I saw where they used the hot scissors, but I feel like it would damage all of my scissors, so it's not worth it. I use my soldering iron to cut. So I've joined that front, I padded it like you would normally do. I have something like that on my channel. I've done that prior. So this is the back pieces, because I cut it out, and I'm just going to show you how to join these pieces together. So let me just speed it up. So guys, right now I have gone ahead to stitch it up, okay, and this is what I have for the lining and the actual fabric, okay. So I'm showing you here now that we're going to stitch it down. I told you that I cut the lining to be 1.5 inch shorter, so that that beautiful damask can turn in nicely, okay. So I've gone ahead to join the zipper and join everything together. So I'm showing you that you should join it at both sides, okay. And okay, so at this point I have gone ahead to join it in, and I added the sleeves. I added this straight strips, okay, to make the sleeves, and I've gone ahead to turn in that armhole with my doll face bias, okay. All right, and the next thing that I'm going to show you now is what we're going to use to create that detail, that wavy detail, okay. I didn't cut a flounce for this one because there was no material. I just cut straight strips, okay. I think the length is 36 inches, and just cut what can cover your crinoline, okay. I doubled the crinoline and put it inside, okay. All right, so I'm just going to try to curve it in the way that it is in the picture, in the thumbnail. All right, if you've watched up to this point, thank you very much. God bless you. Subscribe to my channel, okay. I love you guys, but look, God loves you more. Put your trust in God, because he is the one. All right, let's come back from church. Okay, so this is me just placing it and trying to give that effect, and I think we're done after this. Now I'm going to like hand tack it, okay, so that the structure can stay nicely. All right, so this is just a very simple, so I think this is the final look. Thank you, God bless, bye. Yeah.